This video is for everyone who also hates the question, so what are you doing for New Year's Eve this year? And I am here to tell you that you are not alone. You are definitely not the only one who feels stressed out and exhausted by the upcoming, Christmas holidays, but especially New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is always being sold as being the most magical night of the year, but in reality, to most people, myself included, the whole thing just feels more like a performance in some sort of way. And in my honest opinion, I don't think that New Year's Eve is the most magical night of the year. I feel like New Year's Eve is the most overrated night of the year. And that is why I have decided that this year I'm going to do something completely different for New Year's Eve. I have decided for the first time in my life to actually listen to myself and do what it is that I actually want to do. And I'm going to spend New Year's Eve how I actually want to spend New Year's Eve. And I'm not trying to live up to other people's expectations or try to fit into this box that society has created that we should all do exactly the same on this night. And in this video, I'm going to try to explain why this decision already feels like one of the most freeing and liberating decisions that I have ever made in my life. And when you think about it, there are so many expectations and so much pressure around the Christmas holidays and also New Year's Eve especially. And it's like, you need to have plans with the right people. You need to have the right plans. You need to be invited to the right after party. You need to, spend a fortune on an extravagant dinner, drinks, all the things you do to make your apartment look New Year's Eve ready. You have to buy fireworks. And for most people, New Year's Eve also includes drinking a lot of alcohol and staying up late. And so that means that when you wake up on January 1st, which is the first day of a new year, most people wake up, and that is also what I have been doing every New Year's Eve up until this point. You wake up on January 1st being hungover, being tired, and being exhausted, and you probably spend the first day of the year just lying down in your sofa watching television. And I don't know about you, but to me that doesn't feel like the ideal way to start a new year. For me, New Year's Eve and like the transition from 2025 into 2026, that is more a period where I want to reflect on the year that was before, like 2025. And then I also want to make plans and think about my goals for the coming year for 2026. And I really don't want to wake up being hungover, tired, and completely exhausted on the first day of this new and exciting year. And that is why I would encourage you to think about like, how would a perfect New Year's Eve actually look to you? And like, what makes you excited? What gives you energy? And if you didn't have to factor in other people's opinions and expectations, what would you actually do on New Year's Eve? And how would you actually choose to spend your time? So I feel like it's important to say that a New Year's Eve doesn't have to include lots of alcohol and staying up late and an extravagant dinner and a big party with a lot of people and a lot of small talk and like having to wear an uncomfortable tuxedo and all of this stuff that people normally associate with New Year's Eve. It doesn't have to be that way to be meaningful. I think it's okay to actually sit down and think what it is that you want and don't live your life on autopilot and don't try and fit into this box that society has created for you and that society wants you to fit into. I mean, in my opinion, or from my experience, most people on this planet are miserable, and most people on this planet will never achieve any of their goals in life. So in some way, it makes sense to do things differently than most people if you want to achieve your own goals and if you want to have a different and extraordinary life. You don't always have to feel like you belong to the masses in society. And if you want to spend New Year's Eve in your own company doing something completely random from what other people are doing, that is completely okay, and you don't have to, excuse yourself for that or like explain that to other people. You can just turn off social media and do whatever makes you the most happy. So in my opinion, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations in life, your energy levels, your mental well-being, all of those things are much more important than tradition and other people's expectations of you. And I feel like it's important to understand that we were not put on this planet to try and please other people and to get other people's approval. So if you want to do something different than what other people are doing, that is perfectly okay, and you are free to choose how you want to live your life yourself. And that is the reason why I have decided to celebrate my New Year's Eve in a completely different way. I am traveling to Thailand, and I'm going to spend New Year's Eve just being by myself. I'm just going to enjoy the sun. I'm going to train Muay Thai. I'm going to enjoy peace and quiet, and I will spend the biggest part of the Christmas holidays reflecting on 2025, and I will also spend the time making plans and like thinking about what it is that I want my 2026 to look like. So that means that I will probably, go for a walk on the beach, eat a healthy meal, go early to bed so that I wake up fresh and energized, ready to do a Muay Thai workout in the morning, and I just want to start the year on a strong note, feeling happy and energized and healthy and vibrant. And one thing that I don't want is I don't want to wake up on January 1st being hungover and tired. I feel like I have tried that so many times now, and it's time for a change in my life at least. And one of the reasons that I want to do this is because I feel like I'm 35 years old now, and I feel like 2026 is really like a make it or break it year for me in my life. So I don't want to waste any time being tired or hungover. I just want to wake up on the 1st of January, and I want to start working towards achieving my goals right away. I don't want to waste any time. I just want to get going on 2026 and make it the best year in my life so far. And I must admit that I already, when I made this decision 2 months ago, I already back then started to feel much lighter and much happier and being much more excited about New Year's Eve and the beginning of the new year. And it's funny because I remember last year at this time, I was very stressed out and exhausted because I was trying to plan my New Year's Eve around what everyone else around me wanted me to do. And I wasn't like being authentic to myself. I was just trying to please the people around me and help them make their New Year's Eve what they wanted their New Year's Eve to be. And I feel like I learned my lesson last year. And so now I hope that this video can help you and inspire you to also understand that you are actually allowed to do what you want to do and to prioritize yourself and your own mental health and your own well-being. And you don't have to plan your New Year's Eve around what society wants you to do. You can think for yourself and you can do exactly what it is that you want to do. And if you have the courage to do that, I can say from my experience that it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm really happy with my decision, and I'm not sad at all that I'm going to spend New Year's Eve alone. I'm really excited about that thought, actually. And of course, you don't have to, travel to Thailand and spend like 5 weeks alone as I plan on doing. You can also just, rent a house in the countryside with your family or your friends, or you could stay at home and like cook your favorite meal, read a good book, watch a movie, write in a journal. It doesn't really matter as long as it feels like freedom to you, and as long as you are excited about it, and as long as you feel like that it will give you energy and it will give you the start on the new year that you want. So the whole point of making this video is just to, try and say that you are allowed to do things differently if that is what you want. And you are not alone if you feel stressed out by society's expectations at this time of year. And then saying no is also sometimes saying yes to your own peace. And with that said, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your plans for New Year's Eve and how do you feel about them? Do you have plans that makes you excited and happy and feel light and free? Or are you actually living up to other people's and society's expectations of what you should be doing? So let me know in the your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, I guess.